Hi, welcome to Cook with Joy. Well, Cook with Joy and Jake and Derek and
Derek.
Kind of all of us.
Don't forget about me.
That's right, all of us. It's season 5, you guys. This is awesome. And this season, what we're really focusing on is, I wouldn't call it like just focusing on what millennials want, but it's really about this fast-paced life that we're in, where we want to have things fast. We're eating kind of smaller things. We're not sitting down and having these grand meals. We want things that are nutritious. That's why we see all these juice ranches popping up all over the place, the energy bars, all this stuff popping up. But we want to show you that you can actually make this food quickly. It can be good for you. It can be inexpensive, full of nutrition, fun, and I think you're really going to love it. So thanks for joining us in season 5, and it's really fun to be able to have my daughter Jake join Derek and me. We've been giving you this stuff for a long time. Jake was a 2-sport Division I athlete, and it was my job to make sure that I got good food in her, but also I was charged with running the snack bar at her high school, not in college, but at her high school. And one of the things that we used to make was this Chinese chicken cabbage salad. And it was delicious, but I stopped eating meat a long time ago, and I stopped making the salad. Well, when I was getting ready for this season, I came across the recipe, and it just made me nostalgic. So today we're going to make that Chinese chicken salad that we used to make a long time ago, but without the chicken. And I'm just curious, Jake, what do you remember about the snack bar at the Waldorf School and about the Chinese chicken salad and the chili and all that stuff? I'd love to hear what you have to say. Lots of happy memories of that time, lots of happy memories. And this recipe came to me from one of the moms, Marsha Roberts. And what was great about it was that I could dole it out to other moms to make, and everybody would make it. It would always come out the same. And we'd always have it for the Friday nights when the boys and the girls, JV and varsity, would all play together. And it was so much fun. I would make a vegan chili, and Marsha would make this salad, and we had other salads, and it was super fun. So today, we're going to duplicate the salad, but we're not going to use chicken. We've been talking a lot about the Beyond Meat brand, and Derek, I know you love their burgers and especially their
hot
bratwurst.
dogs. Oh, the bratwurst are so good.
So good.
Tastes
Yeah,
just like meat.
They're crazy.
It was Beyond Meat.
Yeah, Beyond Meat, and that's another episode, so if you haven't seen that one, you might want to look for it. Today we're going to use the Beyond Meat chicken. This is the Beyond chicken strips, and these are grilled, and I haven't used these before, but I'm hoping that they pull off as good a job as the bratwurst and the hamburgers did. So we're going to start out with cabbage. I started out with a big head of cabbage, but the recipe only calls for a half, so I'm going to start by just adding half of what we've chopped up, and we're going to see how we go. I mean, I'm not the best at measuring, and I want to teach you to actually learn to cook by what it feels like, what it tastes like. Use your senses to figure out, is this right? Now, when you bake, you can't do that, but when you're cooking, you absolutely can, unless you want something to turn out exactly this certain way. But when you're adopting non-vegan recipes to vegan recipes, you can't always do that. So we're going to start out with about half of that cabbage.
What's the difference between lettuce and cabbage?
Funny you should ask that, Derek. One's lettuce and one's cabbage.
Aha! Okay, good.
So cabbage, it comes in red and green usually. There are other versions as well. There is actually a Chinese cabbage that's kind of curly around the edges. But cabbage is fantastic for you. Full of fiber, full of nutrients. It's really a good thing to be eating on a regular basis, and it's a member of the cruciferous family. A lot of people don't know that, so it's related to Brussels sprouts. It's related to your favorite, cauliflower.
Yeah, load it up.
Yeah, but if you like cabbage, you're getting the same benefits, so that's awesome. Next thing it calls for is chicken. Now, we're not using real chicken. We're using this no chicken, this Beyond Meat chicken, and I think it's really funny that this is grilled chicken, and they even have the little grill marks on it. I wonder how they put that on there. But we're going to add, Derek thought that this was 2 breasts worth, which was 1.5 packages. I think it's a little bit much, and that's why I'm going to adjust the cabbage accordingly, because I think we might have a plethora, it's a big word, a plethora of chicken here with this cabbage. So we're going to mix that all together.
Cruciferous.
Say that fast.
Cruciferous plethora. A plethora of
cruciferous. That might be okay.
Oh, so I didn't screw it up?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess it just really depends. When you're making it for the snack bar and you're trying to make money, you probably don't want to put that much chicken in it, right?
I know, but I think that the cabbage looks like it was cut properly.
The cabbage is perfect. It's not the way I would have cut it, but my cameraman, that's the way he thought it should be. I got to get some spoons. I'll be right back. We're also going to add some onions. Now, this called for green onions. It's going to give it a great flavor as well as more nutrition, of course. And we're going to add, this is 4 green onions that have been chopped. I'm going to add those. Also calls for a 1/2 cup of slivered almonds that have been toasted. and 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds, both with unique health properties of their own, and toasted. They're so delicious. So we're going to add that over to the top. And then we're going to add the dressing. The dressing, interestingly enough, calls for ramen salt, the sauce that comes in ramen. Did you have ramen growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Did you? I mean,
Every college kid had a box of ramen.
I grew up on ramen in college as well because it was 10 cents a package. You could get 10 for $1. And you know what? This was years ago. This was back in the late 70s. And I was just down at the grocery store looking at regular ramen, which we're not going to use, but it was 29 cents. So it's only gone up a little bit. I mean, that's not a lot for how much inflation has. But I found this really cool ramen that's made from rice, and it has no gluten in it, and we're going to give it a try today. So this is the packet, and we're going to add that to the dressing that I've already made that has, it has a half a cup of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, a tablespoon of sugar, teaspoon of black pepper, and some salt, and we're just going to mix it all together. We're going to mix it all together and then pour it over the top. Now, we would always make this the night before because the more the dressing can get into all of this stuff, the more goodness you'd get out of it. So you want to let it sit for a while. You're not going to actually eat it right away. We're going to toss it. Sorry, Derek. But we're going to toss it, and we're going to get everything coated. And then we're going to put it in the fridge so it really sets up. And then tomorrow, it's going to be perfect. And when you pull it out to serve it, you'll top it with some of those ramen noodles. These ramen noodles don't have any wheat in them. They have rice in them. And they come in several different flavors. I found these at the Lazy Acres up here, which is kind of like Whole Foods. This is a buckwheat shiitake, and that's a mushroom. And then this is the one I use. This is a vegetable, wakame and brown rice ramen, and so that's the one that I used in this dressing. And then this is kind of interesting. This is what the ramen looks like, and tomorrow when I serve it, I'll crunch that up over the top, and I'm super excited to try it. What about you, Derek?
It's really good.
I mean, it actually does look really good. Jake, what do you think? Does this look like the old stuff you remember? Is it making you nostalgic? One last thing about this is that this salad will keep for probably the whole week. And so making it was really easy, and you've got a meal that you can keep eating all week long. You can take it for lunch with you, you can have it as a snack. I'm super excited I tried this again. Thanks for joining me with it, and I'd love to know what you think. Just drop me a quick message, and if there's a recipe that you want to see or you have questions about anything that we cover here on Cook with Joy, just let us know, and we'll see you in our next episode next week of Cook with Joy.
And Derek.
And Derek.
And Jake.
And Jake. It's all of us.